Hello Earth, welcome to episode 1 of season 3 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment and language called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out what this is about at github.com/howtocode/cell. And today we're starting a new season, so I figured that I'm going to change a bit the way I'm doing things because I'm going to focus quite a bit on the editor, not just on the language itself. And also I'm going to start using an LLM. Not that I was not using an LLM on purpose, but I was, let's say, kind of in my own groove, trying to get the language to work. And I think it's time to have more speed in what I'm doing, and I think it's going to be an interesting one to have the LLM right there, because I was trying to have the LLM inside Cell, which we kind of did in the server, but rather than doing that, I can just use a regular ChatGPT interface here and help me get going. And I think what's exciting me the most right now is the editor. And I have a bunch of development notes as well, so I can actually show them to you briefly. So these already we had written yesterday, or the previous session, which I think was yesterday. Then I have a few notes on programmers coming from different languages, and then some development notes that I actually want to go through. There's a lot here, but basically the idea was that if Cell is about making things simpler, programming simpler, and it's about making the data seeable, almost graspable, what I realize is that we are still missing the editor. The editor in the sense of a place where you can actually write and then manipulate the data that you're writing and also the data that you are getting from other sources, which would be the left side. So I want that editor to be like, if the language and the means to look at data is the eye, the editor is really the hands. So we are developing our eye, but it's also time to develop the hands, so to speak, so we can actually manipulate the data with skill and dexterity. That's really the goal. So I'm thinking about having cursors, 1 or 2 cursors, to be able to do different things in different places, and just overall see it happen like a game, really. And I feel like the combination of having data being visible and then the editor allowing you to move around, to jump, and to modify things is gonna feel like a game. And a game is good. So game is great. So let's just go for it. So I have these notes here. We can already push them. I wrote them just before starting this episode. Okay, that's it. So where do we start with the editor? We still have to do a lot of work on the language, we still need to implement more native calls, test them and whatnot. But for example, I need to put after cell do we have native, right? What do we have native? I don't know, I put it there at the just below. Need to put a to do at least to say, okay, a placeholder for the annotated source code, which is what I do when I properly document the code. I explain almost line by line what I'm doing and why, which tends to massively increase the quality of the code. But since this function is not finished, and I think it's quite straightforward, I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I need to work on the actual editor. Oops, this is the wrong folder. Okay, there. Boom. Okay. By the way, I have a new microphone, but my cable is not working, so I need to buy a new cable. So then hopefully the audio quality is going to improve and you're not going to have to hear me typing super loud, which is quite annoying, because then I will actually use a proper microphone instead of the internal microphone on my computer. So I think I commented this one out. Did I? Was it this one? Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's that one. So I need a place to play with data with the editor. This is the logo, by the way. That looks terribly bad. So I want to basically start typing in an input, and then that input should be how can I do it? Well, if I go and look at the actual function that draws the data grid, yeah, I used to call it the data grid. Used to call it, I guess I still call it that. Yeah, these ones are just, let me just do a console log here, but this I think, I need to understand how this is working internally. Yeah, these things that have, they're not proper paths, it's just something that tells me to hide or show something. So this I can ignore. Use the bridge stuff. So all the internal representation for this. Okay, let's just think of this. If I click on this, I'm folding. Yeah, I should not do that at all. Maybe I should fix this, because if everything's broken, then there's no point. I think it's easy. It's an easy fix. I need to return. There was that. Maybe we can start with something new. What's going on? Oh yeah. What will be the call here? So we need this one. equal. Okay, equal. I should be able to implement equal, right? Do something like I don't need to accumulate values here. I can just do that stop message. No, actually, I need the last value, right? I need to stop if it's false. If k is 0, return true. Actually, we can do return v equals message ki minus 1. Actually, not this one. This one. Yeah, but I actually return 1 or 0, right? Yeah. Perfect. I don't know why when I'm expanding the paths it looks like that. Just doesn't resolve it. Yeah, I guess I'm not implementing that one, that's why. Wait, I am. It's very funny. I say I'm going to do the editor, I'm doing the language. Like nobody's business. I get what the problem is. I'm changing things so it's recomputing, but there's something about the fizz bus that it's missing. Okay, I will get back to the fizz bus. And to make sure I remember, perfect. Okay, so I can be absolved. I'm a Catholic after all. Absolution is topical. Window ocean chair, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, come on. All right. Okay, so I want to click on foo, and foo should become an input. Okay. No folding yet. where do I track what I'm editing? That's the question. So let's try to define this. Actual work. Start with some date. Actually, we can start with some date. That's almost always going to be the case. When you click on path, edit a step, really. Edit it. Where do we store the mark that says that we are working on that path? How do we save that step? That already can keep us quite busy. What we can do is we can do something like edit, which is going to pass the entire path. We should pass the path and the index, right? So how do we know the path? Well, the path should be right here, dummy. Yeah, it's path. And then the element, I want the index. And we're just gonna let all the magic, and by magic I mean actual work, be done by this so now for the good stuff. The elements. Yeah, and then let's just make sure it's not a prefix, a path cd. Good. It's an index. Yes. Of course. Okay, it's working. Well, not working, but it's I'm getting the thingy, which is great. I need the pointer. Always. It's all clickable. One click, and here it's gonna be like this. If this is gonna be fun. If first I need to add the editing key. Look at this. For those looking for a front-end framework, look at the ease with which I do this. But actually, it's gonna be a bit trickier because I don't have preview here, right? I guess I have to do it like this. Well, so much for ease. I can do view, depends on editing. I think I can even do it like this. Yeah, I can. Editing. I return this div. Soon we're going to be doing this stuff inside the editor. Imagine that. And does this work? It does. And now for the good stuff, which is if path editing and no, it's editing path and I could actually do it like this. And maybe index k, yeah, maybe I should be a bit more explicit here. If this is equal to editing, turn an input to the value of element. What do you mean index is not defined? Ah, my bad. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Okay. Let's, instead of doing index, let's just do k. I'm a bit rusty, eh? I need to get back into it. Okay, that's good. Okay, now it's time to get the wizard in. Okay, let's leave it thinking longer. In the meantime, what did I say I was gonna do? Okay, in editing. So how do we save that modified path? And the input to be conditional. I forgot to mention that. But it still might be a better idea to put it in, right? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Actually, that's a great idea. Yeah, it's actually a great idea. much better, my god. You were right. Just put it in the div. Yeah, that makes sense. So now I need to handle keystrokes. What was it on input? On key down. What was it? On key down, right? Yeah. I didn't expect to find that so quickly, I guess. Some part of me remembered without remembering explicitly in the frontal cortex. Nice. Key down. Is there a key on key down in an input? Native. On key down, okay, perfect. On key down, bf edit key down, and then how do I pass it? We can just add this here. Sorry, not here. I mean here. It will receive the event? I think so. Is it key or key code? Isn't it key code? Ah, it's backward compatibility. It will still work in modern browsers, right? Okay. Good. So we have the event. So if I do every key code, I'm just pushing my lag here. Okay, what's going on? Yeah. See, exactly the type of thing I want to solve. Nothing. Why? Did the event? I have to do it like this. Honestly, I forget now. Yes, that was it. Escape is 27. And enter is 13. And the arrow keys, this is really cool that I had it before. because it is an implementation of a spreadsheet. $39, $37. Go. This is 38 and 40. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So now when I'm done editing, I need to update the path, right? But everywhere I have to update that path. How do I do that? I guess the escape is the easiest case to do, because I can just do, I just discarded changes. Yes. Do I want that? Yeah, there has to be an oops, like a way back. So that's interesting, because in Beam you can only escape normal mode with editing mode with an escape. That's an interesting note to make. In Vim you escape editing insert mode is called, with escape only. Here you can escape it with esc exit, with esc discarding changes, and with enter saving changes. I like that. Well, it's like a spreadsheet, right? I think a spreadsheet works like that if you do escape. Yeah, I think so. I don't want to open one right now, but that's how it works. By the way, I would be totally trying to sell you my framework if I wasn't trying to basically create something that even would replace JavaScript and Vim. So, but I'm very happy that I built this, because then now I can iterate like this. So if the event key code is 27, it's basically just, it's very easy. No, I remove editing, right? That's how it works. Or no, it's like from the root I have to remove editing, I think. Escape? Yes. All right. Okay, we have a problem now, which is the input is not auto-focused. When I edit this path, class would be path input. Actually, it's a cursor, really, what I'm looking at. It's a cursor. So we basically just find I need to wait until the view is done. The redrawing, no, but the redrawing is synchronous, so I can do this right away, right? I think so, yeah. So I just go with cursor and just do focus like this. Okay, nice. I like how it's already thinking that I can do it in IA6. Well, I'm not going to do this for now. At least that would be pretty crazy. Although I would love to be able to run cell in IA6. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I have to do it. I have to do it. Fuck. I have to do it. Because whoever is watching this, I built this framework that I'm using here, this JavaScript framework, and I made it compatible with IA6. I made it compatible in 2020, 2021, so it was definitely not necessary to do it, but I did anyway. And now I'm thinking I will have to do it with Forcell as well, because I guess the hard part, quote unquote, is done. So it shouldn't be that hard. We'll see. For now, let me do this. Because it's from to. Interesting. I didn't know that API. Cursor focus. Can I do this? And I've used OP. No. Alright, now it works. Well, we have something, and I just do whatever. Okay. That's nice. I can still retain the capacities. Blah. All right. So now it's gonna get tricky because what I want to do is I want to save the change. So if I'm setting a path, what I would need to do is take that path, the prefix minus that step, and replace it. Yeah, I'm already thinking of the corner cases. You could override something else that's in there, and would that be a merge? Let's just go with the easy one in this case. I'm having fun today, and I'm barely using the AI, but still, I think the pace is different. So we have enter here. So how do we save the paths? I need to send a call already, right? Yeah, let's do it like that. It's like unidirectional data flow, but on a different level almost. So we'll basically take all the prefixes it would be wow. it's just like that. Yeah. Perfect. So I have the value, and what I do is but I need to have the path somewhere, right? Ah, but I have it in editing. God bless. So what I do is I basically filter and you get all the paths. Where are all the paths? It's data space, I guess, right? If it's a path, the path of length is less than I guess I can compute the prefix, which is editing path, and let's say if the index will be slice 0 to index +1, because I want to keep that the step I'm editing. Filter this out, and then if this is awfully familiar, if you remember a few sessions ago, we were doing this inside cell to get the lists of messages. Patterns. I should stop working, right? Yeah. We're almost done. Not. If she equals but I need to put the previous one, so the prefix cannot include this one. Yeah, it's not like that. Then we return if path it will be index equals editing path index return value concatenate you can so this would be for the update. Yeah, this is what we're going to send. We're going to send a P, put P prefix, B relevant path. That's what we're going to send. It will work, I think. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.